What up, beautiful people? Today is November the 5th. It's Wednesday, so I'm a little late on my no microphone. Lock in, twin. Wednesday, Bay Wednesday. I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but every Wednesday for the last 6 years or so, I just created this thing called Bay Wednesday where I say, today is Bay Wednesday. On Wednesday, we wear Bay on my story. And it started with just me, but now we have a consistent like 15 to 20 people that post on Instagram when it's Bay Wednesday. And I'm sure there's even more people that participate that don't post on social media. So I think it's one of those things that I'm going to continue to do for years to come. And as the brand gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it'll become like a Taco Tuesday. On Wednesday, we wear pink type deal where people will be like, why is it such a big thing? As the brand continues to gain more influence and notoriety. So it's been about a week since I've made a video, maybe longer. What transcribed in the last week? So got back to Buffalo. Did I say I ran the marathon? Ran the marathon. Marathon was very hectic. I had to have made a video prior to that. Yeah, the marathon was hectic. Got that out the way. Been back up in Buffalo for like a week and some change. We had the Chiefs game this past weekend. Sales were really good. We were positioned in a spot right across from the stadium. We were on the road that goes past the stadium instead of the road that goes to the stadium. So I'm hoping that this following week when they play the Buccaneers, I'll be able to have a better spot and produce more sales. Something I also noticed is I go to the games. So games start at 4:25. I'm breaking down at like 3:45. But where do you think the most traffic comes from? From 3:45 until 4:20 when the game is about to start. So what I think I'm going to start doing is going into the games later and really capitalizing on that peak traffic when everybody's trying to get into the stadium right before the game. Because I think that's where we can make the brunt of our sales. We still made off pretty well. I would say we sold about 30% of the inventory that we had purchased. I'm heading to Miami this weekend for the game down there. I think that away games are more of a better opportunity because, I don't know, just something about like when people are traveling to a game, they're more invested, oftentimes have more discretionary income to purchase and to participate. So I think sales will be really good. We'll take the rest of the inventory that we purchased down to Miami. We have an event Saturday with the Miami Bills backers. And then we have an event on Sunday with Fans of Buffalo, which is a group that organizes all of the tailgates on game day. So that'll be fun. Honestly, there's a lot of opportunity still left in the season. They are now officially halfway through. And when I reflect back on the season, I'm pretty content with what we've done so far. We've been able to do partnerships with TSC and host events with them, which is the entity that does all of the licensed memorabilia and stuff like that. We've probably done like maybe 3 or 4 events with them. We've done a few of our own pop-ups at gyms, Catalyst Buffalo specifically, but now I want to kind of take it up a notch. So let's talk about the plan. Right now, the plan is to go to Miami, right? After Miami, we have the Buccaneers event. We have 2 events. TSC's hosting a signing and the challenge, the MTV show. They're coming to Buffalo for whatever reason. And I reached out to the people that are hosting it because I have a friend that was on the challenge and they said, yeah, you can set up. So we have 2 events on Saturday. So it'll be me and my friend Whitney. She'll be helping me. And then we will have the Buccaneers event on that Sunday in our new spot, even closer to the stadium. So I'm hoping that we'll get an influx. So I'm going to take the bread that I make down in Miami. Then Monday, purchase new inventory. That inventory is going to get here by Thursday, late Thursday, early Friday, and then get ready to set up the following week. I'm excited to go to Miami. I haven't been there in a minute. It'll be great. We have one big event that I'm really trying to plan is a holiday market because there's only one game at home prior to the Bills, prior to Christmas, and that's when they play the Bengals. They play the Bengals on December the 7th. I want to have a holiday market on the 6th up here. What I'm thinking about doing is getting all of the local businesses that are kind of like in my network and that I've seen on social media and really push an event where it's like, hey, come support the local businesses in your community that pour into the community, that employ people, and let's highlight these businesses and purchase all of the Bills paraphernalia that you're going to need for Christmas and for the holidays early. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm trying to get some sponsorships because venue spaces are not cheap, and I don't have the bread to pay for a venue up front because it's gonna be like 3, 4 bands, and I need that money for inventory. So I think that'll be a great opportunity for us to get sales, and then also to like have a meaningful impact on the community, because that's my whole purpose of being here. I don't want to just be coming up here running it up. I want to like really pour into the community, because that's when I've noticed that throughout my life, whenever I like give back or invest into people or entities or my community, it always comes back and pays me tenfold. So I think that's something that we can execute on, and it'll be really worthwhile. We're going to see if we can get some sponsors to subsidize the cost of hosting that event. Maybe we can get TSC to do a signing on that day as well too, so we can get some players involved, and then that'll be even more traction. I know we have two more signings on Ty's contract with TSC, so we might as well just make that December 6th one of his signings, and then have him host the holiday market so we can boost his personal brand. Ty scored a touchdown against the Chiefs last week, which was great because we were able to market that on social media. He got some traffic boost on the website and his social media and stuff like that, which was all positive and dandy. Goal really is to just liquidate all of my inventory. We've been operating on a really good model up here with the shirts. People buy shirts online. We have a third party that's fulfilling them. We order shirts in bulk for events, pop-ups, game days. And that model has just been printing money pretty consistently. We're sitting on that inventory back in Maryland. So my goal is to use this holiday period of November and December and into January to just like liquidate it, like sell it. We can at least get that inventory off at 50% off. That'll be great because we'll have a significant amount of cash that we can start to play around with and just do more things with. Like we're making bread, but cash flow makes the cash grow. And right now, cash flow is very low. So, just being real creative and strategic with how we are operating, how I'm operating the business, not getting too high, not getting too low. I'm not going to lie to y'all. These last 2 weeks have been like really, really whooping my butt. Just a lot of like things that are out of my control have been happening. And it seems like one by one, like I try to like wake up in the morning, start fresh. Something else just comes and like slaps me in the face, which has been challenging. The good thing is though, that I know that I'm going to get past this. I see the pathway to where I want to be and what like February, March, April, spring, summer will look like for me. But I just know that right now I'm in it, like in the thick of it. So it's just a matter of every day waking up and saying like, all right, what am I going to do today to get to the next day? And how am I going to have a productive day? What are the things that I need to do? And just really document my progress. Cause like, man, I've been going through it, bro. Honestly, my whole life has kind of done a 180 in terms of what I thought my life was going to look like for 2026. So I'm actively like just re-strategizing and figuring it out. And the biggest thing for me is just downsizing. I already don't own a lot of stuff, but just downsizing even more with the amount of inventory that we have, how I'm running the business, even like the warehouse, reconsidering like, do I need a warehouse and do I need to pay that amount of money per month to have a space that's just like holding inventory, or can I be creative and do something else with that money? And honestly, like, where do I want to be next year? Where do I want to live? After the football season, I'm not going to stay in Buffalo. We're still going to have a heavy presence here, especially after the work that we're going to do these next 3 months. But realistically, from like February until August, I got to figure out where I'm going to live. And it's not going to be Maryland in a warehouse. So I've just been thinking about where I want to be, what I want to learn, what I want to use this time from like 28 to 30 to whatever age to do. And I have freedom and flexibility. I don't owe my time to nobody. Just continue to grow the business. That's just my main focus, and continue to grow myself. So yeah, that's the plan. Go to Miami this weekend, have a great time. Maybe I'll be able to link up with some of my friends down there. That'll be great if I can see them and spend time with them briefly. And then come back up here and get ready for the events the following weekend and really start planning this holiday market. We also want to do a 5K towards the holidays. Oh, forgot, we got to go to Houston after the Buccaneers. And I wanted to do an event in Houston with the Bills Mafia where we either we work at a food pantry or we hand out meals ourselves. So I got to start planning that logistically. So I'm going to use the rest of this afternoon to get to work. Thank you for listening to my Yap session. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody that watches this. Make sure that you have a great day on purpose and don't forget to be the difference. Deuce.